Meter brass, 1,000 round cases, only $250. That's $12.50 a box. 223 brass, 100 round bags, $50. 762 by 39 steel case in 60 round bags, $30. These prices won't last due to gunpowder shortages. Are you ready for the fall deer hunting season? Towers Armory has what you need. Raven crossbows, the best of the best. Stop in today and get the lowest prices on Raven crossbows in the tri-state area. Towers Armory has the best state-of-the-art range in the area, up to 43 yards long with programmable carriers. Mention this ad and get range time for $15. Towers Armory is paying top dollar for your unwanted firearms and accessories. Even an old broken gun may have value. The process is simple, risk-free, and we can handle the paperwork and pay you on the spot.
With Towers Armory, are you ready?
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood.
Gotta tell you, my friends over at Trade Genius. I know nothing about crypto, but I've heard a lot about it. So I personally wanted to get some, but had no idea what I was doing. So I used TradeGenius.com to buy my first crypto, and it was incredibly easy. I'm up like 33% since I started about a week ago, and see their new sponsor to the show, TradeGenius.com. So if you go on there, tell them listen to the code WRADIO, WRADIO, WRADIO at TradeGenius.com if you want to dip your toe into the water.
Andrew C. and Demetrius in the morning.
Driven by the Taylor Automotive family of fine cars, Northwest Ohio's largest car dealership, Cadillac, Hyundai, Genesis, Kia vehicles, along with quality used cars from top import and domestic automakers. Stop into one of their dealerships. Test drive your new car, truck, van, or SUV today. I'm Andrew Z. Kelly Latz, the princess of property from Howard Hanna Realty. K2, the Baroness. Stephen B. Hardy, and Dr. D is still with us, taking your questions for Ask Dr. D, which we do every Wednesday here on the show. All right. More questions, Dr. D. This is an interesting one. I'm in my early 30s. My husband is 46. We've been married 3 years. He has a 24-year-old daughter, and she has always been spoiled and catered to. She learned how to lie and manipulate during her childhood.
Yikes.
I've tried to help her because I believed his family when they said she's trying to get it together. She has a DUI, and she got evicted from her when her parents asked her to pay her own rent rather than having them pay. They give her cars, but she wrecks them and then leaves them on the side of the road. We have a 3-week-old baby and a mortgage. I don't think his daughter should still be in our budget, but my husband can't say no to giving her money. She is a habitual liar and user. She can't pay for gas because she buys weed and alcohol instead, confident that everyone else will pay her utilities when they get shut off. I don't think it's fair for us to pay her way. Is 24 young enough to still need this much help? My husband is very defensive about it, Dr. D.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I definitely can appreciate where she is coming from, and I would feel the exact same way. However, it is a very, very fine line to walk when you are talking about somebody's daughter. And you're not going to win that battle. I can tell you that right now. You might be able to compromise in that battle. And I can tell the tone already needs switched up. It can't be, I feel like you're coming at him a lot and he is getting defensive. And most men and women, when you come at them about their kid, is going to get defensive.
Right.
So I think your content is probably correct. Absolutely, she should be more independent. Absolutely, she is using what she can. One of my favorite sayings is givers have to set limits because takers never do. And I think that there needs to be a fine line there, but your approach, it's probably wrong. So I think I would more start the conversation with, listen, I'm not in your shoes. And I'm sure that if I was, I would probably feel the same way. There is no love that compares to you and a child. I totally understand that. And I completely understand enabling somebody out of love and care, even if you don't realize that you're doing it. I want to support you, and I don't want to sabotage what we have in our marriage. And we have a child that's, going to be here. So we need to move forward in a positive way. And I can understand where you're coming from, but I'm asking you to please understand where I'm coming from. I feel like she's too old to be in our budget, but you are her father and you are your own man, and I can understand and respect that. Can we just compromise on how we're going to move forward?
That is a great way to put it, Dr. D. And there is no woman that would do that. And here's the problem: there are women she's not looking for compromise. She is wanting you to pick her over your daughter.
It's not going to happen.
But she's going to keep throwing it out there until he does. And it's
the daughter's either going to hit rock bottom. He's going to wake up one day and realize that he's enabling her. Their relationship is going to be flawed or maybe ruined because of this. I mean, just like the sushi example I was talking about earlier with making your significant other think it was their idea. The more supportive you are about it, the more likely he's going to be to tweak or change his actions. But at this point, there's part of him that doesn't want to do it because you're demanding that he does it. And I think that if you try to just point things out, and I understand what you're saying, Andrew, not everybody has communication skills like that. But, if this person's really looking for advice and I'm giving advice, that is my advice, is to support unconditionally. And you got to understand where he's coming from. And at some point, he will realize it.
Let me ask you a question, Dr. D, just in general, not necessarily with this one, but if there's someone, if you have a side in something, whatever, it doesn't matter what it is, you think you're right, and someone else has a side in something and they think they're right.
Yes.
Now, from the outside, someone may be right, like someone is completely right and someone is completely wrong, but I don't think anyone is going to give up everything completely. Like if you really want to fix something, there's going to have to be some sort of compromise by both parties to come to it, right? Even if you're right, you have to give something up, otherwise, because people don't want to just admit that they're losing or they lost or they're wrong or whatever. Give them an opportunity by giving them some sort of little compromise out, and then you do some compromise and you guys come to some sort of thing, and then maybe that's a better way to do it instead of my way or no way, or you're my way or no way. Well, where are you going to get with that?
Right. I 100% agree with that. And I think that's why our political environment is so ugly, because it's one of the few areas in this world where there is no compromise. I mean, if you strongly believe in your candidate, you either vote for that candidate or you vote against that candidate. And I think that that's why it gets so ugly, because in life, I do think that most people end up compromising. But there's very rare, like the political example I just gave, it's very rare that there is no compromise at all.
The problem is talking politics is that it's supposed to be, this country is built on a lot of gentlemen's agreements. Like, hey, it's not the law, but you're supposed to act like this and you're supposed to act like this, and we're supposed to get, I'm supposed to not, like your politics, but yet we're going to go out and have dinner. And what we've done is we figured out that we can skew the system to where you're right and the other side is going to destroy America, and both sides have that. then how do you compromise? I don't want America to be destroyed, so you're my enemy. You know,
Right.
They've done that though because that's what gets their people excited,
Mhm.
and so it's like you're doing the country a disservice, but you're winning your game, you're winning your politics, you're winning your side, and that's all that matters to these people. No one has long-term thoughts anymore. They don't care about the long-term ramifications of their actions. They just want to, I won today, or this is happening today, or today, and that's unfortunately where we are in society. You take that example for duplicate it in a lot of different areas.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Instead of just getting down to the basics, the end of the day, ask yourself those questions.
I do have some text messages in 419-345-3375. Someone said, you married into this. He will choose her over you because he feels guilty about raising a bad kid. Another one says, because she won't compromise is why 70% of marriages fail when other kids are involved, and that doesn't mean the other 30% are happy.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And, that's a great point that I didn't mention. There is a part of every parent that has, can you say asshole?
A-hole.
A-hole.
He just did.
I know, but I just wanted to know for next time. You can always apologize for the first one.
Yeah.
So every parent feels guilty if they have an a-hole child. I mean, they just do. And I don't think they feel 100% guilt, but I do think that there is a part of them. What could I have done differently? What did I do wrong? This child is my responsibility, no matter how old they are. So that guilty facet is definitely a good point.
You know what I wonder too is if you, whether I've always found this fascinating, like, an a-hole, a dude that's an a-hole, he's an a-hole. Like, how does that woman stay with him? Like, how does she not know he's an a-hole? Does she want an a-hole? Is she okay with his a-holeness? Like,
she likes it.
Does she like it? Like,
she does.
She knows he's an a-hole. Everyone says he's an a-hole. Right. You can't not see it. How do you stay with someone like that?
Is it also like some kind of a challenge for her?
I don't know.
She can tame him.
I'm wondering. Like there's people, whether you come across in your life, whether they're at work, whether they're wherever, I'm like, God, this guy is such a miserable POS. How could anyone be with this dude? And this dude is married. Yeah. And you're like, how does she do this?
Well, first of all, I think that there are a lot of times, like they say, not that, and I hate to use the word narcissist because it's thrown around way too loosely, but the research does show, like with a narcissist specifically, they are great actors and they are a completely different person at the beginning, and they know how to put on the charm and the kindness and all of that. And then they gradually show their true colors. And so it's not just with a narcissist. So maybe that person saw the side of this person that everybody else didn't because he was putting on an act. And then once they get married, and then people are kind of feel stuck. Well, I got married. I don't want to just get divorced, or I have children now, so I can't leave. So sometimes it is just that vicious cycle. And sometimes, unfortunately, people are drawn to maybe somebody like their father was, and their father was like that. It also could be that they have qualities like we talked about earlier. They are an a-hole, but maybe they're really good in bed, or they have a lot of money, or whatever it might be. I mean, there's lots of reasons that,
got a big Von Steker or whatever it was.
Big Von Stuker.
Von Stuker.
Maybe they pole vaulted in the Olympics.
Well, you brought up a good point, Dr. B, is that if they're good actors, once you get someone hooked, and we always say that if your heart's involved, you don't have clear thinking.
True.
And maybe you're like, oh, you don't see what I see in him because everyone else sees an a-hole. So I don't know what you see in him, but this dude is miserable. Even with your kid, like we know the kid, like even people say, God, kids are miserable. These kids are terrible these days. Well, these ones that are terrible, do their parents know they're terrible, or do they not see it because they love them? It's like, dude, your kid is the worst. Yeah. How do you not see that your kid is miserable?
There are definitely rose-colored glasses.
Man.
As that phrase is there for a reason. People sometimes see what they want to see, or they really just uber focus on the positive, and then it kind of blurs out the negative.
Man, it's crazy. Anyway, all right. I did get a text in 419-345-3375. She chooses an a-hole because she feels secure by keeping him. Water seeks its own level. That sounds very deep. I don't know what it means though. Water. It seems like she's way above me. Like water seeks its own level. That's it. What does that mean, Dr. D?
Are they saying that maybe she's one too?
Water
I don't know.
seeks its own level.
Maybe they're both a-holes.
I don't know.
And so,
but I get what you like. I don't know.
More than that, I always think there's one that is a bigger a-hole than the other.
Yeah.
I mean, Kelly,
Yeah.
you know a lot of a-holes, and like, do you ever talk to your friends about?
Oh, of course.
Why do they stay? If your husband's an a-hole and like you and your girlfriends are around, you're like, dude, your husband Ron is such an. How do you even stand him? Like, what do they say?
I mean, yeah, like I recently, my girlfriend was married and she got divorced, and they got back together, and they broke up and got back together and broke up, and he is such an a-hole. Like, and he says the most terrible things to her, and I'm like, how can you keep coming back for more with this man who, and she'll block him and then she'll unblock him, and she goes, it takes too much effort to keep him blocked. I'm like, what do you mean?
You block him and then you don't have to deal with him. It's not, there's no effort in it.
Makes me crazy.
Like
I love
Hollywood.
her so much, and she's got so much to give to somebody, and then
She's
just
wasting her time with this a-hole. Go ahead,
Exactly.
Stephen. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, I think also a contribution would be Hollywood, and like music especially kind of glorifies and celebrates toxic relationships.
the bad boy.
Mhm.
It does. I got another text in. When someone tells me how polite my son is, that's the best compliment I could ever get.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Dr. D, what's going on at Serenity Health and Wellness, Serenity Nail Salon?
Can you believe in 2 weeks really is Black Friday, because everybody starts their early bird specials on Wednesday. 2 weeks. I just can't believe it.
I know.
I can't.
We were just talking about like just Thanksgiving is 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's
It's
Ridiculous.
insane.
crazy.
I gotta get my.
This year, 2024 is gone.
I know.
What?
I'm ready for 2024 to be
I
gone,
know.
but that's terrible to say. But yeah,
But
so
everyone feels that way though. I think that's why that's why we have a new president.
Yeah.
Because this year has been miserable for a lot of people.
yeah, and okay, I'm not going to
Yeah,
say what I
don't.
wanted to say.
I know.
Anyway,
Okay, here we go.
all right.
The way this woman
Black-
says I have to read this. Okay, hold on.
okay.
It says water.
Wait, I gotta say Black Friday. Otherwise, I just yelled the word black. All right, go ahead.
All right, here we go. She says, water seeks its own level. She is choosing less instead of putting in the work. The easiest thing water does is level itself rather than rolling uphill against gravity. Ooh.
Oh.
See, I knew it was deep. I knew it was
like
good.
it, yeah.
Can you say that again?
Okay,
So
okay.
basically, yeah, it's easier to stay above somebody, right? Is that
Well,
what
it's easier.
with
It's easier.
somebody.
It's easier to just fall wherever you fall. Like
Yeah.
the water level is the water. It doesn't matter. Like water's not trying
Just
to
keep
get,
putting up with it.
water's trying not to get better. It's not trying to level up. It's just sitting in a lake. It's not trying to get out of the lake. So it's like water is complacent
yeah.
in a way.
You're happy in your stool. That's what you're saying. You like the poop
It's
show
just-
that you're living in.
It's just easier.
It's easier. And not only you like it, it's just easier.
Yeah.
This woman's like, I don't believe that girl has a PhD. I'm like, maybe it means
No, you're
maybe
good.
she's unable to.
None of-
Maybe.
None of us knew what it meant.
Yeah.
Someone said water is never going to be above or below itself. It just is. It's not getting better. It's not getting worse.
Okay.
It's just where it is.
You're
Okay,
that
okay
makes
with
sense
it.
now. I get it.
Yeah, I get it. That's nice.
All right, Black Friday.
Black Friday. Black Friday specials. So our big one that we've had for 15 years that has never changed, even though our prices
I love this
have,
special. 99
is
bucks.
$99 for a 3-hour spa day.
Mm.
Massage or facial includes aromatherapy, foot salt soak, infrared sauna, a yoga class of your choice.
And no, not what you're thinking, Steven. This is a respectable place.
I was gonna ask.
No, don't ask.
I was actually gonna ask
Don't
a
ask.
legit question.
Don't ask.
What is an infrared sauna?
Yeah, an infrared sauna, it is not like your traditional steam sauna where the purpose is for you to only sweat. Infrared uses infrared light energy, and it's actually, so when they talk about the sun and how we need the good rays from the sun, the sauna is all the good rays, the vitamin D, and it's actually one of those services that holistic doctors and traditional doctors actually agree upon. It's covered by workers' comp because of the research behind healing inflammation and pain. you lose about 500 calories in the 30-minute session because it heats up your internal core temperature. So for the next 24 hours, your metabolism is sped up.
Yeah.
People go in for eczema and skin issues, for stress.
Well, Colleen and I did it, and it was great. The red light aromatherapy. So what's it called? What's it called?
The infrared sauna.
Thank you.
Do sweat. It goes
I love it.
Goes up. We keep it usually around 120 degrees, but it can go all the way down to 80 degrees, and all of the benefits except like the sweating detox are the same.
Yeah, it's cool.
I might have to try it too.
Go
ahead. You can get it. All of you guys get free ones.
$99. $99 for the whole package.
Yep, and we have awesome specials. Actually, I think it's our Cyber Monday. We're doing $5 infrared saunas. It's normally $29.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Thank you, Dr. D. That is Dr. D for Ask Dr. D. It's Serenity Health and Wellness, Serenity Nail Salon. Here's traffic and weather.
From the Taylor Automotive Traffic Center, I'm K2 the Baroness on 107.7 The Wolf.
Oh!
We do have still closed due to an accident. South Dixie Highway, both northbound and southbound. This is between Signet Road and Jerry City Road. Avoid the area. And in Perrysburg, Route 25 is being detoured due to work at the railroad tracks near Route 65 at Indiana Avenue. Taylor Kia is dropping it like it's hot, dropping the prices on all new Kias, low prices and low payments, and get up to $5,000 more for your trade-in. Plus, no payments for 90 days, a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. The Taylor Kia Drop It Like It's Hot sale going on now. Here's your Furniture Pals forecast. Wednesday's going to be partly sunny skies at a high of 54. Overnight will be a low of 44. And get ready for Thursday because it looks like we're going to have light rain all day. Actually, now it's seeing heavy rain at times. And the chance of that is 94%. So
and then what, next Thursday, next Friday,
next
snow?
Thursday and Friday, we're going to get some light mixtures of rain and snow. It's winter, folks.
Snow!
It's time for this old lady to put her snowmen out.
What?
Yes, I
know what that
collect
means.
snowmen. I have so many of them. And when living in an apartment, you come in and you're like, she's 90 years old. But I love them.
Are you gonna
You have one named Hot Frosty
you gonna watch that movie tonight
with your snowman? It's you guys.
For those who don't know, there's a movie on tonight called Hot Frosty on Netflix. It's Lacey Charbet from Party of Five. She plays a widow who brings a hunky snowman to life. And can he teach her to laugh and love again before he melts?
Of course he can.
Hot
It's
Frosty.
Hallmark, right? Is it on Hallmark?
Netflix.
Oh, Netflix.
It's
Of
the same
course.
thing.
Same thing. Of course he can.
I believe in
You got to watch that tonight, K2.
All right, I'll try and remember to do this. Stay awake for it. Right now, it's sunny and 38 outside. Furniture Pals, where everything you see is always on sale. Furniture Pals has the guaranteed lowest prices and thousands of in-stock name brand items. Plus, no credit needed financing. For a convenient location, Central Avenue in Toledo, Reynolds Road in Maumee, Woodville Road in Northwood, and Navarre Avenue in Oregon, or online at FurniturePalsToledo.com. That's your traffic and weather. I'm Katie the Baroness on 107.7 The Wolf. Oh.
I gotta tell you, my friends over at Tea Tree Asian Bistro. So I've been talking about this Korean corn cheese appetizer, and K2 brought some in, and Kelly got to try it for the first time. What'd you think of that?
So good. Oh my God.
So good.
I ate almost half of I had to actually give it to Andrew because I was just mowing it down.
And if you want to get any appetizer, try the Korean corn cheese or one of the other appetizers, some crab rangoon or whatever. If you tell me listen to this show on this radio station, Tea Tree, they're going to give you $10 off your appetizer. No questions asked. Tea Tree Asian Bistro, located at Levis Commons in Perrysburg. Get on over there.
Hey guys, Stephen B. Hardy from the Andrew Z and Demetrius in the Morning Show. I'm telling you about my friends over at Holy Grail Wellness. They hooked me up with Ozempic. I'm down 60 pounds and counting so far. If you want to start your journey today, make sure you visit them at thestabbynurse.com, or you can give them a call at 419-388-7760. Make sure you mention my name. You'll get $100 off for your first 3 months for any weight loss plan. Start changing your life with Holy Grail Wellness.
Morning, Doctor. Doctor? Hi, Doctor. Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's practice is growing.
What do you mean we're still short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay, things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
We're talking insurance with Tom Hudak from Regan Insurance Company and what separates him, being an independent insurance agent, from an insurance agent that works at one of those big insurance companies.
There's typically 3 ways people can get insurance. One is if you just want to go online or call an 800 number and just get a call center or someplace. And there's nothing wrong with that if you know what you're looking for. Another way is there are agents who work with just one company. And then the next step is an independent agent. And it's an agent who represents you for multiple companies. And they help you find the best coverage and the best company for you. And all I want people to do is find an agent who they can work with and that they like. It doesn't have to be me, but make sure that you're having somebody who's looking out for you, because insurance can be complicated. And with insurance, you're paying for peace of mind. So you want to make sure you have that peace of mind, and when something comes up, that you have the coverage that you need.
How can we get a hold of you at Regan Insurance Company, Tom?
They can call us at 419-292-0001 or online at reganins.com. It's REGANINS.com.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Shop early, save big, all month long during Black Friday build-up at Lowe's. Right now, get select pre-lit artificial Christmas trees starting at just $59.98. Don't wait to save. Shop these deals today, in-store or online, because Lowe's knows deals. Discount taken at time of purchase while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare.
Hey, it's my friends over at Derby. Coming out this Friday, we're going to be out at Derby, the new bar in town. It's super amazing. Going to have fun. We do Friday Night Live with 107.7 The Wolf. It's all request Friday night. So looking for something new to do, check out Derby this Friday. We're out there starting at about 9 and taking actually a bar that takes your requests. I know, sounds crazy. But we do. So come on out to Derby this Friday, our second week of Wolf Friday nights over at Derby on Monroe Street, right in front of Chuck E. Cheese.
Just grab a handful of mud and sling it. It's Steve Sleaze on Andrewsy and Demetrius in the morning.
All right, time for Steve Sleaze on the 50s. K2's in for Steve.
Wow, we have some crazy breaking news.
What?
So actor Dave Coulier from Full House.
Dave Coulier, yeah.
Coulier was on the Today Show this morning, and he has announced that he has stage 3 non-Hodgkin lymphoma. He was diagnosed with it 5 weeks ago, and he's undergoing aggressive blood cancer treatment, 3 surgeries, chemotherapy.
How many?
He's 65.
65. How? And then you look at it, you're like, man, he lives healthier than I do. And I'm like, dude, what the? How bad is that? Is that bad? Like, I don't know anything about cancer.
Dr. D probably has the most for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
This is gonna sound terrible to say, but it's not like the deadliest one. You know,
good.
it's not
Good.
the best.
No,
with,
that's good.
With treatment, yeah, he can beat it. I think it depends also where. There's some body parts that are worse than others to have it.
Yeah.
And sometimes they diagnose you with stage 3 because it came back. But if this is, so if you already had it and it came back, that pushes your stage. But if it was diagnosed as stage 3 from the get-go, then that might have meant that there's some spread already. Just,
Well, he says the results mean that the disease is more than 90% treatable.
Oh, good.
And he hopes to be in remission by early next
Oh, look
year.
at- So KT was just testing you. She
Yeah.
knew, she knew the answer, Dr. D.
I needed a second to read further. I needed a second.
You passed the
Thank goodness,
test.
because I pulled it out of my butt. Actually, I'm just kidding.
He said he became concerned when he noticed a golf ball size lump in his groin area, and
That'll
it was
do it.
growing in a matter of days. And then his blood work came back all clear. So they went in and biopsied it, and that's how they found it.
There's nothing worse, like more depressing than when you see like those photos go around on Facebook where it's like photos of your favorite shows or whatever, and then it's black and white of the people that aren't with us anymore, and you're like, oh my god, oh. Like they do, there's one for Friends, and there's one. It's just
Alice.
Alice.
Brady Bunch.
I know.
That's sad.
I know. It's sad. It's just all the black and white. You're like, oh, that's so sad. Like Lucy. I don't think there's anyone left from Lucy.
Oh my god.
Is there? Is Fred still alive? Is Ethel still alive? I don't know. I know that Ricky and Lucy aren't here. I don't know. I thought of them, but that was my favorite show of all time.
You got some explaining to do.
You got some explaining, Lucy. Lucy, you got some explaining to do. What else?
In better news, at least for Britney Spears, she's making her final child support payment to Kevin Federline on Friday.
K-Fed.
Oops, she did it one more time.
One more time.
The youngest son, Jada James, turned 18 in September. She paid him $10,000 at the beginning of the month, and he gets another $10,000 on Friday, and that's it. Wow.
How much is it? How much were they getting for child support?
They agreed on $20,000 a month.
That's not bad. I mean,
And then in
she got off pretty good on that. I mean, don't you think?
In 2018, it went up to $40,000 when they went with him full time.
Oh.
And then it went back down to $20,000 when the one son turned 18 last year. Now it's over.
Yeah, I mean, how can a child live on less than $500,000?
Right?
I
don't.
Slumming it.
Well, I guess it explains why the kids are coming back around to spend time with her.
Oh my god.
It's not automatic now. They got to earn her love.
Seriously, $40,000 a month. That's $480 a year.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do with that?
And how's K-Fed going to survive now?
Right?
I know.
He got used to living on that.
Unless he saved it. Who knows?
Hopefully he did. I mean, he's not. I don't think he lives in L.A. L.A. is expensive.
No, he's in Hawaii.
Oh, it's even more expensive.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, K2. That is Steve Sleaze of the 50s, brought to you by Coit Carpet Cleaning Service, the #1 carpet cleaner in all of Toledo. Call Coit today, 419-470-1333. Please tell them you listen to this show and this radio station so we can keep them on board. If you need your carpets cleaned, call Coit. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.